Hey, welcome to another beautiful day out here at the river house. I'm feeling better, so it's time for another stress test. And the goal today is no whining, no complaining. Get up on the hill and start getting preparations for drilling to grout in the rebar. So I've got the hard grout. I need to get the holes cleaned, get the holes drilled, and then on some of these warmer days here when that rock temperature comes back up, I can mix up the grout and set the rebar down in there. But we got an awful lot of cleaning before we can get there. First though, I got to get some shenanigans out of the way. So we have been experimenting with our Corona time with doing a little smelting, and I picked up that old kiln. It's missing its burner, but it's an old refractory kiln, and I promised Shay that someday we'd fire it up with the weed burner and see if it'd work. The problem is we need a bigger crucible than the one we've been playing with. Now I picked up a number of these old medical oxygen tanks. I got 2 left. I gave, I think, 1 or 2 away, and I've already cut the base off of this one, and that's the kiln the crucible we're currently using. Obviously it's not as good as a ceramic or graphite one, but so far it's held up really well, at least for the aluminum we've tried. And I've got another one of these tanks here, my last one, and I was just going to cut it off farther up, but I'm thinking now I'll weld a base on that one and hang on to the complete one, because why not weld a base on the other one? It's not going to have any pressure issues. And as far as that goes, and you can tell me how crazy this idea actually is. You know, Shay comes out here and he's basically a spider monkey, and he's gone. And it can be occasionally difficult to holler him back in. And I thought it'd be an awful lot of fun to call him in with an old steam whistle. So far I actually even looked to see what they cost. And I have the Nathan P3 air horns out of that train that's in the army truck, and I could mount those. The idea was I'd put it on top of the house and his mom could give him boop boop, right? It's time to come in for dinner. What do you think about turning one of these into a giant riverboat whistle? I guess this question's going out for Mr. Maxwell. James, if you're watching, you probably know somebody who might have a plan as to how to go about it, but it's got a fitting on the end, it's about the right length as far as scale goes. I think it's a winner. So you might see a ridiculous video about that during our Corona squirrely time. And then the last thing I did, you know, that when we were out last time, you watched me break Grandpa, well, it's not Grandpa's hammer, sorry. That was, I don't know, it was an old split rim hammer with the hook on one end and the big hammerhead on the other. And I've been using it to crack rocks just because what else am I going to do with it? And it came off the handle, and the metal isn't strong enough, and it's mushrooming and cracking off. So I decided that I'd go get one of the hammers from my grandfather, and I inherited his 10-pound and 12-pound sledges. And I have memories, I don't know if they're accurate or not, I want to say I've got memories of Grandpa using that one-handed. This is the 10-pounder. No idea why I cleaned it up, but I just took some time and smoothed all the rust off, wire brushed it, sanded it, and then gave it another coat of bright orange paint like it would have had in the beginning. And I mean, I should have YouTubed it, right? Because there's guys that built entire channels off of sanding and painting hammers, but I didn't. But anyways, this is it's important to me, right? Direct connection to Grandpa. Though now I don't know if I want to mark up my paint, but we'll take it out and give her a practice whack just to see. I think it's going to work fine, but he'd have found that funny. I think that's it. I think that's all of the kerfuffle at the start of the video. So I'm going to go load up the chop saw. I'm going to load up the hammer drill, You know what, that's probably a little optimistic. I think I'm just going to go bring the backhoe up the hill and start cleaning and shoveling. Danny says that she and Shay are bound and determined to come out here and lend a hand, so maybe we'll get to see them a little later this afternoon. Let's go get to work. Nice job, Shay. So this is a crazy thing we're doing. I'm using a dust deputy to excavate. Works pretty good. It's been working faster than shoveling it up. So I'll have Shay suck it up. You can watch it come in. It's been working great so far. Okay, thank you, buddy. So obviously I could have never done this with just a Shop-Vac and filters, because I'd have been dealing with them constantly plugging. But I don't have to worry about it. Every time I empty the bucket, I just knock the filter off. Been working great. It's one of those days where it doesn't feel like you accomplish much. We got this whole section cleaned off. And I mean completely cleaned. It'll still need, see, concrete will come through here. It'll still need to be washed before then, but that's fine. There's a lot to do before washing it. And Danny's really pushing again to extend the house over there. If I came and blasted 1, 2, 3 shots on that corner, I could roll that corner out. I only need to gain 16 inches, and that would keep us, because here's the height, right? So we go across level. So I just need this right there. It wouldn't take hardly anything, and the house could go bigger over there. I mean, if you're gonna do it, I suppose now's the time. I'm going home. Oh yeah, it's gonna work great, Grandpa.